Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mac Mindset. My name is JP McCormack, and this is episode 10 of my GBS recovery story. Please do watch to the end and kindly subscribe to the Mac Mindset. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the fine margins and accumulating those small wins, which definitely played a huge role in my fast recovery, in my rapid recovery. I've touched base already, of course, on my mindset, the mindset that's required to get you through. I've talked about the extras, all the extras that you need to do, such as the extra reps in the bed, turning your bed into a bit of a gym, you versus the bed mentality, and other bits. However, there's also the fine margins and other small wins that you can accumulate that will definitely help as well along this process in you getting back to full recovery. Some small wins I found that really helped were doing what you can to help the nurses and to help the nurses' assistants. For example, if you're in a position like me where you couldn't really move your arms, you're working your way back from paralysis, this obviously comes back in stages. I couldn't cut my own food, for example, at the very beginning, and I had to ask the nurses to do it. Now, I could have fallen into a rut and just asked them to do that for me every single day. However, I took it upon myself to try and do my best to cut the food whenever I could, whenever I had the power. And trust me, it was messy. I was spilling food over myself all the time. It didn't look good. It felt embarrassing. But I just knew that I had to do it. The quicker I just tried to do things that I wasn't finding difficult at the time, which many people do in hospital, such as cutting your own food, the more I tried to do that, it helped. It actually sped things up as well. And also the nurses and the nurses' assistants absolutely love to see it as well. It's very encouraging for them. Not just cutting your food, but for the likes of an example of brushing your teeth. At the beginning, I couldn't move my hands too much. I could hold the toothbrush and I was kind of rubbing my head back and forth like this to brush my teeth. When the physiotherapist, in fact, stopped me and said, no, no matter how difficult it is, you have to do it properly. It's the only way to do it. And I started doing that. It was difficult. It took me much longer to brush my teeth. However, I was doing it the correct way. Because if you're coming back through a process like this, you can introduce bad habits, things you wouldn't have done before, just because you might find it a bit easier. My point is, don't take the easier route. You're going to find lots of small challenges when you're in the hospital, such as cutting your own food, trying to brush your own teeth, getting underwear on, clothes on, whatever it may be. What my advice is, do not take the easy route. Throw yourself head first into it and take on the challenge. No matter how small it may seem, it will speed up your recovery and it will help your body recover a lot faster. Of course, as well as giving you that mental win. And these are all little small wins because you'll start to see yourself improve. One day the nurse will walk in and you're just cutting your food absolutely perfectly and you'll see the smile on their face. It feels great because you know you are making progress. Now, I've just given cutting food and brushing the teeth as an example. There's a lot more challenges, small challenges that you will find if you're in a similar situation. My advice is don't skip anything. There's no shortcuts. Throw yourself into it. It might be uncomfortable. It will be hard, but just get through it and it will make a huge difference. And another example, just to give you one for a small win, for those little margins. And those margins are important. The best coaches in the world, the best athletes, sports people in the world, all work on the fine margins. It's in those small percentages that you get the big wins. Now, sound healing is something that has been scientifically proven to help people, whether in recovery, for healing, for all sorts of ailments. Sound healing is fantastic. And for me, I felt it was doing a lot of work when I was going to sleep. It was doing a lot of work for me throughout the night. I was listening to certain frequencies that were really designed and aimed to help improve your nervous system, to get things working, and to start that healing process even when I was asleep. So I find that very important. It was a fine margin, and I've got more. I am in fact creating a program that's going to be designed to help people, really help people get out of similar situations, get them back up on their feet in record time. And I will be delving into a lot of these things in a lot more detail, scientifically backed up from my real life experience, from the mindset to the extras, to the nutrition, to the breath work, to the small wins, to your engagement, to absolutely everything that led to this record-breaking recovery for myself from Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS. So the sound healing was definitely a wonderful added bonus. It was doing work while I sleep, subconsciously getting some healing in there as well. And that's just one example of the fine margins that can really help with your recovery. And again, I will be delving into all these points a lot more and a lot more depth in the program that's currently being created. In the meantime, I really hope these videos are useful. I hope they're helping you within your recovery. I'm hoping they're even helping you just overcome difficult situations. And that's what I'm here to do. This is real life experience with real results. So there you go. That's episode 10 of the Mac Mindset. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the Mac Mindset. There's a lot more content to come, daily content, either series or shorts. And again, there'll be more news to come in this amazing program that I'm creating at the moment. Thank you again. Lots of love. The Mac Mindset.